Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here today. We're so excited to have you here. It is our very first Cats and Coffee, a McHatton conversation on YouTube. And I'm Cindi McIntosh here with a very special person, Ray McHatton. Ray, hi.
Hi, Cindy. How are you this morning?
I'm
Good to
very
see you.
well. I'm very well. And this is I want to say this is your brainchild, and I hope that you're okay with me saying that because I think you're absolutely brilliant.
Oh,
And
thank you very much.
and I know you have started a YouTube channel called Touch Not.
Correct.
And down in the descriptions, everybody, we're going to go ahead and put a link to Ray's YouTube channel, and also to the McHatton Association YouTube channel, which you'll be seeing. Each are going to be playing on our different respective channels. And subscribe and watch what we're doing. Ray, if I may say, Ray is convening for McHatton Association all along the eastern seaboard, pretty much. And we're going to get to that. I've got my
Excellent.
here. I'm kind of clashing, but I don't know. I like mixing tartans sometimes. I think it's a good idea. And
Cat
anyway,
and chief. Cat and chief.
I know. So I think between the two of us, we've got a lot of, I'm on the West Coast, you're on the East Coast. We have some other people helping out as well, but you have a lot on your schedule, and we're going to get to that schedule because we want people to be able to know where you're going to be and be able to come and join you in person if at all possible. But we also, I just want to say, we wanted to put things out on YouTube because we do understand that some people can't actually make it in person to
Oh,
one
yes.
of our events, but we want to still be able to share what we're doing and share in not only the camaraderie and make you feel like you're joining us in some way, shape, or form, even if you can't, but also we're constantly learning. I mean, I was
Absolutely.
and I was talking about how, we're all across the world going to different events and or picking up books and reading them. And after all these years of McHatton, um, different things that I'm attending or books I'm reading, I still learn so many wonderful things all the time. So I thought this would be a great way. And you've already started on the Touch Not YouTube channel,
Absolutely. Yes.
do history, and this is wonderful. And so we want to go ahead and make sure we view those different vlogs that you have done about history. So Ray, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and your mission and what you're doing, and talk to the audience a little bit?
Sure, Cindy. Thanks for having me. I've been doing this in New England for, well, 17 years in total. The McHatton Association was part of what we had at the McIntosh tent for a few years. And then I branched off on my own into McHatton only. So that's what we're doing now. We go to 7 or 8 festivals in New England every year. And we have a lot of fun doing that. People look for us there now. We really have what you call a following, which I never thought would happen, but we have a following. And I've taken advantage of that now and gone into YouTube with it. I kind of noticed that people do recognize me, and they know who I am. They kind of think I'm McHatton in New England, and essentially I am, I guess, the face of it in a way.
You are.
So I tried to transfer that into YouTube, and I'm having some help with some young guys helping me out, some musicians, and yeah. So the Touch Not channel is just an extension of it, and I'm enjoying it very much because it's not a lull now. It's not a doldrums in the wintertime. I'm still feeling the clan connection. I'm still feeling the cultural connection all winter long now, all year long now. And like you say, people are at home, maybe they can't get out to things, and it's great to include them. And they're so grateful when they do express it. It really makes it all worth it.
It truly does. And you have done such a fabulous job. And kind of the same for me. I started out bagpiping, and then I started, I think it was Denise and Donald, not sure. Shout out to them, that said, "Hey, have you ever thought about, you're at all these Highland Games, have you ever thought about doing the clan tent you know, and it's Clan Hatton Association, which is worldwide, but yet based in Scotland. And being that the McIntosh, John McIntosh of McIntosh, is also the chief and the head of Clan Hatton Association, the Clan Hatton. It's just, even though, you know, I'm a McIntosh and you have convened for McIntosh, it just seems like, you know, that's what we need to do. We need to just, you know, hold the banner for Clan Hatton as the chief would, as John McIntosh does back in Scotland. And so
Yes.
it's been an exciting journey for me, and I have just been in awe of you. Now, I wanted to let people know, and certainly on our channels, we'll be promoting all of the events that you will be doing throughout the year. Did you want to go ahead and kind of run through that list with people just so they can, you know, maybe get it on their radar, get it on their schedule ahead of time?
Right, absolutely. Well, the first thing will be in April on the 20th. Will be an indoor festival in Salem, New Hampshire at the high school. Okay, so that's an indoor event. A lot of pipers and dancer competition is basically what that event's about. They've invited us clans there as well. I think it's the second year in a row they wanted to have clans there and try to blow it up a little bit, try to get more culture to it, try to involve more people in it and make it bigger. I didn't make it last year, but I'm going to go this year. So that sounds like a lot of fun. That's run by the New Hampshire, I should say, New England School of Scottish Arts. That's the outfit that runs that one. And then nothing in May, but June the 1st will be Old Orchard Beach, Maine, up on the coast. That's a beautiful spot. That's one we look forward to. It's a small games, but a really nice one. They really run it well. It's right downtown in their common type of thing, near the beach, but it's not beach weather quite yet. June 1st is usually a little brisk there still. A little bit later on, June the 15th, I'll be at Milford, Massachusetts. That is something called the No Fame Games, and I'll wear that shirt in one of these episodes with us. Okay, the No Fame Games is a group of people that run these Scottish Highland athletics. They've been running it at some festivals, and now they're starting to have their own events, which they are having a great time doing that. They're involving a lot more female athletes. They're really changing the game of heavy Scottish athletics in New England, especially, and I think it's going to bleed over to the country. One of the leaders of that is my good friend Josh McIntosh. He's in with the No Fame Games. His wife is a McGilvray, so it's all in the family for us, and so I really can't do anything but support them. That's June the 15th at Milford, Mass. July will be Northampton, Massachusetts. I believe that's the 17th or 20th. It's a Saturday in July. That's the Glasgow Lands Games, it's called. We've been doing that for a long time. It's actually the first event I ever did way back in about 2007. So that's a big one.
Wow.
And let's see. And we'll go into August, which will be the Maine Highland Games, August the 17th. Also in Maine, like Old Orchard, but much, much bigger. It's a huge event. And that's at Thomas Point Beach. Much nicer weather on the coast of Maine that time of year. And then for the next week, we'll be in Vermont, up in the Green Mountains of Vermont for the Quechee Games, which is a smaller one again, but a really kind of quaint one, you might say. And these all have their own little things that make them special, Cindy. You know what I mean?
I do.
You know, some of the things you wouldn't trade for another one. You wouldn't want this one to get bigger. Maybe that kind of thing. They're all great in their own little niche.
Wonderful. I'm going to come to Vermont. I'm going to come crash you at Vermont at that one.
Oh, please. I stay with my cousin up there, right up the road every year, which is nice. It's only about 15 minutes from there. And so September is our big one. We call it Loon Mountain commonly, but it's really the New Hampshire Highland Games at Loon Mountain ski area. So that's a huge one. It's a 3-day event.
Wow.
It really starts probably Thursday and keeps going, and that's huge. That's our big, I call it the Rolling Stones of our events every year, because that's so big. We have a lot of fun with that one. So a lot of work. for 3 days doing that convening, as you know, 3 days in a row, it gets to you a little bit, but it's a lot of fun, and the hard work that we do for the association is really worth it.
Oh my gosh.
In October, Connecticut happens. Right now, they're looking for a new venue for that. It's been at Scotland, Connecticut, town of Scotland, for years, but they've had some trouble with their venue after the last event, so they're trying to find a new place. That'll be October, right about what's it called? I'm sorry. What's the holiday in October?
Oh, Columbus Day.
Yeah, Columbus Day. Yes, it's
Yeah.
Columbus Day weekend on a Sunday. That one in Connecticut, the only Sunday one we have.
Oh wow.
And that's really our rundown for the year right now. For 24.
That is phenomenal. And just, so our audience members just know that I am going to post again in this the description down below a complete list with the dates of all of these. So that you can have them. And then over here on the West Coast, and thank you, Ray. Thank you so much. I know that it is a lot of work, and we're so appreciative. And I know that people really love to come. I know how it is. You've got people that come year after year to the games just to see you, and it's really exciting and fun, and the camaraderie and the friendships that you make are just phenomenal.
Oh, they are absolutely. People are really family. They really look forward to seeing us and us them, and we're like, my wife and I'll sometimes say, whatever happened to the Summer family? We didn't see them this year. It's something that stands out in your mind. It really does.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, and I love it. I'm preaching to the choir, I know, but I've talked a lot in Scotland. I've given a lot of speeches over the years, and I actually did a documentary with John Sargent in 2009 about this subject, but how Americans are so passionate. We Americans with Scottish descent are so passionate about our heritage, I feel like. I mean, there's over 124 Highland Games across the United States each and every year. And Americans come and we wear whatever tartan. Look what I'm doing right now. This is kind of fun. But, whatever tartan you can find, throw it on, come, and just everybody's in awe. And it's just such a wonderful thing for us and I think it's because our country isn't very old. And also because Scotland's history is so rich, and there's so much and so many wonderful things, and the Scottish people have contributed hugely to the world, and we're just so passionate about it. And I love that about being here in the US. It's fun being over in Scotland and in other parts of the world as well, but I think we just have a little bit more of that. Wow, we get to go, it's like a 5-year-old going to Disneyland for the first time. It's like, we get to go to the Highland Games today. Yay. Anyways, just wanted to throw that out there. And
no, you're right. You're right. I just like to mention, I often use the word novelty. It's just not much of a novelty in Scotland, I suppose. It's when you live in something, it's not something you want to go and do this weekend because it'll be neat, because it just happens all the time to you. So here we have a little bit of a different slant on it, right?
Yeah, we're very passionate, so it's great. And so I wanted to give sort of a rundown of what we're going to be doing this year. Unfortunately, one of the most popular Highland Games on the West Coast has been the Queen Mary Highland Games in Long Beach, and they really haven't recovered yet since COVID. And they were going to do the games this year. We were going to be hugely involved with that. But they went ahead and they did cancel us for this year. They don't think they're quite ready. So we're hoping for next year. And that's always the middle of February. And that kind of launches our season normally. And I can't wait for the Queen Mary Highland Games to come back. They have a lot of the games on board the ship. It's parked in Long Beach, and then the athletics off the ship. And it's just such a fantastic games. And I look forward to today. That was my very first piping competition.
Was it?
Way back in 2000.
How'd you do?
Date myself. I did well, great at the grade 4 level. It wasn't bad. I actually don't remember. I just remember being there. I went alone. And I went, into the observation lounge and met a lot of people for the first time that are still my friends to this day from the pipe band world. And it was incredible. So I really hope 2025 will bring back the Queen Mary Highland Games, which kind of kicks off our season here on the West Coast. And then we will be at the Las Vegas Celtic Society hosts the Las Vegas Highland Games. And that's April 13th and 14th at Craig Ranch. And again, we'll post down in the description below. And then in May, over Memorial Day weekend, is the Costa Mesa. We call it the Costa Mesa Highland Games. But it's really the United Scottish Society hosts this big event. It's the second largest, I want to say, on the West Coast Highland Games, second only to Pleasanton later on in the year. But so we'll be at the Costa Mesa Highland Games over Memorial Weekend. And actually 1 week before that, we'll be in Victoria, Canada. Hopefully, maybe with Rex, I'm not sure, but we'll be at the Victoria, British Columbia Highland Games in Victoria, Canada, over May 18th. I believe it's the 18th.
Wonderful.
18th, yes, 18th.
Rex Davidson you're talking about?
Yes, Rex Davidson, who's also Clanhatton Council member.
Yes.
And then I don't think we have anything we do have the San Diego Games in June. And I need to check and see the dates. That's the middle of June. Again, I'll post the dates down below. So that'll be San Diego. And then going into August, we always go to the Clanhatton Association AGM, and the very first weekend in August, it used to be the Highland Field Sports, and it really kind of is. They still have the same activities, but it's been bought by another company now, and it's known as the Country Field Sports. And so we've recorded that and put it, there's one on our YouTube channel from a couple years back, and we'll do that again. So we'll be there for that AGM, and hopefully we'll get over to the McPhersons during that time as well. They always have a big Highland Games over the same weekend. I'm not sure how we're going to work that out, but I really want to work that out and visit the McPherson Cayley that weekend as well. So we'll be doing that, and then we'll be back in Scotland third weekend for and this may or may not be of interest to some people, but it's the World Pipe Band Competition in Glasgow. And so I will go ahead and record some of that so you can kind of see what that is. This is the premier pipe band competition around the world, held in Glasgow every single year. And there's so many pipe bands there. And when the pipe bands at the end of the day march out on the field for the mass band, it takes 3 to 4 hours.
My gosh.
All to march out. And then they all play together. You have the grade 1 bands playing in the front, and it is just phenomenal. It's not to be missed. This year, I'm going to record it so everyone can see what that is. We'll also do a recording of the tattoo, our friends at the tattoo in Edinburgh, and put that on so you can kind of see what that's like. If you've never been, the tattoo is absolutely phenomenal. It's a great show that they do in August of every year in conjunction with the Edinburgh Festival. We'll be running around the Edinburgh Festival again. We'll be doing that. And then come back. I really want to try to make it to Vermont. I'm going to be pushing it on that. But if not, then Loon. I'll come and join you in Loon. We do have the Pleasanton Highland Games over Labor Day weekend in September, that first weekend of September of every year. That's the biggest one on the West Coast. It is a huge games. It's very tough to see the whole thing in just one day. It's incredible. And then moving into October, we've got the Seaside Highland Games in Ventura, which is phenomenal. It's right on the ocean. And then the very next weekend, the third weekend in October, is Stone Mountain in Georgia. So it'll be at Stone Mountain. And then we'll wrap everything up with the Highland Games in Prescott, Arizona, which we just got another home there. So we went for the first time this past year. And that's heavy on the clan tent. You know, there are more clan tents there than I've seen at most Highland Games, although it's a very kind of smaller Highland Games. Lots of clans, and that's where I actually ran into none other than Richard McBain of McBain.
Did he really? Wow.
Yeah, so it was great. It was great.
His neighborhood, right?
It's his neighborhood. So we're right up in the mountains there. And so, gosh, there's so many. And so there's going to be a few more we're going to add throughout the year. And we'll come back and promote these so that everybody can, see them. We'll show you pictures and so you can know what you're looking for from the past events or from last year. And we just would love to see any one of you, every one of you who can possibly make it to any one of these. We would love, love, love to have you come. And if not, we'll be posting some footage as much as we can. Because I know, Ray, it's like there's so much to do when you host a clan tent. Denise will agree with us. There's so much setup and everything you've got to do, and then to film as well. But we do try very hard to get it in there. And I'm not competing on the bagpipes this year, so that's going to free up a lot of my time. I'm always running around. Okay, I'm at the clan tent. Okay, now I got to get over to the field. I got to be with the band and tune up right now. I got to do this.
Yeah.
It's great. But I'm not doing that this year, so I'm going to have more time to actually be in the clan tent, which will be phenomenal and really.
I can use a break.
Yeah, but it's going to be such a great. I'm so excited for this year. It's going to be such a great year, and we wanted to also kind of make this about. I know we might be going a little long this one. That's okay. It's our first one,
Sure.
And it's Cats and Coffee. I'm so excited
Sure
about
is. It's Cats and Coffee. That's right.
Yeah, for this show. I got my coffee, a Clan Hatton conversation on YouTube. I got my cat mug right here. Thank you, McFarland's, for gifting this to me. And I got my Kahlua. My husband just went to Hawaii with his guys from college.
What time is it there? Kahlua, what time is it there?
Well, I know it's not actually Kahlua. So
okay.
It's 9:30 my time. Almost. No, I don't start this early. But we're just so excited to have you here. Oh, and we wanted to just, that we're wrapping up burn season. And, I just wanted to, because I didn't really promote it this year. We're just getting our act together on our end with our social media. But I did pipe in 13 haggis this year. For all the burns, and that's kind of that's an odd number 13.
Yes.
But I'm going to call it lucky number 13. And we did bring our haggis. You have your haggis. I've got my haggis.
I do. I have double haggis, in fact.
I love it. And I love, I always throw these cans out, and you were telling me you use them for, to hold pins. What a great idea. I never.
Yes, my pen holder at the games.
I love that idea. I won't be throwing these out, and I these haggis, these little cans of haggis here in the States, if you can't get or don't want to make real haggis, this is good. And I make it into like a bowl mold, and then I put puff pastry or just a croissant dough over the top, bake it in the oven, and people eat it. They like it. Sometimes they don't know. Sometimes I stuff it in my turkey at Thanksgiving or Christmas.
Really? That's fantastic.
I put it in the stuffing, and people eat it, and they're like, "This is so good. What is this?" I don't tell them until after they've eaten. Anyway, Ray, what is there anything else you would really like to talk about? Anything you want to share with the viewership for this our first segment of the Cats and Coffee?
Yeah, well, sure. For our Chestnut channel, I was at the Robert Burns dinner it was my first one. I still call it Robert Burns dinner for some reason. I feel like it's a Burns dinner. Okay, right? I'm getting that now. Finally, it was my first one I've been to at Windham, New Hampshire. If you check out the Chestnut channel on YouTube, you'll see it all over that.
Oh, nice. And I can post a specific link to that video down in the description
Oh,
below.
there's many of them though. There's over a dozen probably. I didn't, I ate my meal and it was excellent, but then people at the table didn't see me very often after that. I was up and filming the whole time probably, and it was worth it. I captured a lot of the Burns night, and I really kind of, as you were saying, Cindy, about people home perhaps can't get out at all or don't or whatever it is or nothing in their area. I really take some pride in being able to record that for them and let them attend it with me. I feel like that's what it is. They're going there with us. I tried to do my best to make it an event that people can feel like they're at, or at least have taken the pleasure of the whole event without having to drive there in the snow like I did, with a kilt in the parking lot, the snow blowing somewhere, and that kind of thing. We won't say anymore.
It's so wonderful of you to do that. And I do think people really do appreciate it. I did not film enough. I'm going to go ahead and put together what I did film because I was piping. That's the thing. I'm usually the piper, but
Right, yeah.
I didn't get maybe that part of it. I don't know if somebody else got that part of it, but I always do the tam o'shanter in LA. I've been the house piper there for 16 years, and I always do all of their Burns nights, and it's great fun. We kind of road show the Burns supper, which is it's kind of a fun idea. There's 4 big rooms there, and if for all of you who have never been to the Tam O'Shanter, it's actually owned by Lowry's. It was their very first restaurant. And Walt Disney used to love to go to the Tam O'Shanter. It looks on the outside and the inside straight from Scotland from the 18th century. It's just gorgeous. It's fantastic. And it looks one of the rooms looked like a castle. There's a Bonnie Prince Charlie room, as they call it, the tartan room. There's
wonderful.
all kinds of wonderful things. And we road show it. So we have a Highland dancer, we pipe in the haggis, we have the poetry, we have additional poetry, we have Highland dancing, we have singing, we have a violinist, we have the Brown sisters singing. And then we just kind of go from room to room on a Burns road show. Really, really fun.
Right.
And then there's a couple of other private events that I play pipes for and pipe in the haggis for. So it's great fun. And if you've never been to a Burns night celebration, or they sometimes say Rabbi Burns, it's perfectly fine to call it Robert Burns. you need to go ahead and watch Ray's recording. You're going to get a really nice idea of what that's like, and then look for one in your area if there is one. And if there's not a formal one going on, I attended one on Sunday that's in a person's home. We have friends that just they host it in their home every year. It's kind of a small gathering of 12-ish people, and that's also a wonderful way. You don't have to be very formal about it. People can wear whatever they have, tartan or plaid, light some candles, do some poetry, and order your haggis from Amazon.
That's right. Yeah.
And you can make a fabulous Burns supper yourself. So,
on the subject of the number 13 that you mentioned, you have 13 piping in of the haggis, is it? I heard a rumor that the common litter number of the wild haggai is actually 13, so that might be a lucky number.
That makes me feel so much better. I'm gonna choose to think that's gonna be very lucky. There's been years I've done 27, I think was the most I ever did in one year.
Really?
And it stretched out from, sometimes people start early in January, way before Burns' birthday. And I've piped in haggis as late as March 2nd or 3rd. When I used to play for the Scotsman's Ball in Long Beach, which I don't think they have anymore, but it would go on for sometimes 2 months almost. Burns suppers. Anyways, it's great fun. It's wonderful to remember one of Scotland's most famous poets, and what a guy, that all these years later we're still celebrating the poetry that he wrote. And so again, we're going to post more links down below to Ray's Burn suppers. I'm going to try to post a couple of things myself. I don't have anything lengthy on it, just snippets of the poetry here and there, which is great fun. And this has been a wonderful and exciting first ever Cats and
Absolutely.
Coffee. Here's
It's
to
been
you,
fun.
Ray. And I just want to thank you for the inspiration and for you're such a fantastic writer and just brilliant mind, and you just come up with these things.
Thank you.
I never would have thought, and I've had this mug and Cats and Coffee, of course. I'm gonna get you one of these. I'm gonna send it to you
Oh, please.
so you can have one. And this has just been wonderful, and I cannot wait for our journey this year. It's going to be fantastic, and we hope all of you, and remember to like and subscribe to both channels. You're going to see different things on both channels, some of the same but some different, and so you need to like and subscribe to the Touch Not YouTube channel and the Clan Hatton Association YouTube channel. Come with us around the world with Clan Hatton and enjoy seeing people from all over the world and a great taste of Scottish culture, history, and all things Scottish, actually.
Absolutely. And you know what, Cindy? You mentioned the word writing. So this is our Clan Hatton Association yearly magazine. If people don't know what this is, I write for this every year. Not that lots of people don't. Everyone contributes to this, but every year I write about what happened in New England for the previous year, that kind of thing. So this is one of the benefits of membership in the association I want to mention.
Yes, and speaking of membership, it's membership renewal time right now.
It is.
And that touch knot is fantastic. I'm going to post a picture and with this video so people can see what that looks like. And maybe that should really be part of, our Cats and Coffee discussion. Our conversation will go in there because you do write fabulous articles. And the one you wrote for last year was phenomenal. And we can go over and look at some of those articles and read through them. And I think that would be phenomenal to make as part of our discussions. Tonight, right now is renewal time. So go to the clanhattanassociation.org.uk website. And I just also want to throw out there, for the person that has everything, or the person who is very passionate about their Scottish culture and history, why not give them a membership? Gift them a membership. I have a hard time finding something for my own husband. He's got everything, and what he wants, he buys. I had a hard time finding a gift for him. So I gifted to him last year for his birthday. I gifted him a lifetime membership to Clan Hatton.
Excellent.
It was phenomenal. And I don't think maybe very often we think to do something like that, but I think it's a joy for people to get something like that. And you get the Touch Not magazine with all the great articles, and also to point out, and thanks again, Ray, for the inspiration and pointing us in this direction. There are 12 great clans in Clan Hatton Association, and there are 12 months in the year. And so we are going to be highlighting a different clan. That's not to mean that we won't be covering what the clans are doing. And if something is going on in the world with a particular clan, and they're doing something and they have a presence somewhere, they have an activity, of course we'll be talking about that no matter when it is, and highlighting that as well. But we will be sort of just concentrating on one clan a month, going over some of the history, having on the clan chief or representative, if at all possible, to talk a little bit more about what that society or association is doing and what they've got going on, and a little bit more about that history. So this is great fun, and I just wanted to thank you for that. That's just outstanding. Again, brilliance on your part. So thank you.
Well, I'm glad to contribute, believe me.
And we just want to thank you. Thank you, Ray, so much for making the time to do this. I look forward to doing this with you as many times as you want this year. You let me know when you're available. And we hope you all tune in and join us. It's going to be exciting and fun. And also, please let me know, especially, on the Clan Hatton Association YouTube, make some comments, and Ray can say if he wants you to do this or not. Please make some comments as to what you would like to see.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, what would you like to see? What would you like to know more about? And we're happy to track down with whatever resources we can. If we don't know something about something or a piece of history, we'll go find a person to have on, and we can have guests on. We will be having a lot of guests on. It's going to be great fun. So if you want to know anything or have something or see more of something, please let us know in the comments below. Like and subscribe, follow us. We'll have all of our social media channels linked below. And thank you so much for tuning in with us today for a Cats and Coffee, a Clan Hatton conversation here on YouTube. And we will see you here next week.
Thanks for joining us, folks.
Bye for now.
I hope you enjoyed this segment. I sure had fun doing it. Tune in every week on Friday mornings for Cats and Coffee, a Clan Hatton conversation on YouTube, with Cindi McIntosh and myself, Ray McHatton, a collaboration between the Touch Not channel and the Clan Hatton Association channel on YouTube. Thanks, folks.